Hey, greetings good people, and welcome to yet another episode of Mosh Pits. Now, yesterday's episode was a bit of a success, and you know what? Here's to hoping that all the new episodes that come out will be better and better and better. And speaking of getting better, the situation around the NVIDIA 30 series graphics cards capacitors should also be getting better because the new driver that they've brought out, though this one being 456.55, has brought some improvements with regards to stability. And as I mentioned in yesterday's video or 2 videos ago, I'm going to link them around here, it's exactly what I expected them to do. They lowered the boost clocks in some specific applications that were causing the crashes whenever they were going above 2 gigahertz in terms of boost frequencies. Now, funnily enough, some AAB partners have also changed the images that they put online with their capacitors, one of those being ASUS. They also showed that they're now shipping with MLCC capacitors instead of the old problematic post caps, and I guess you could call them imposters at this point. And you know what, speaking of imposters, I want to ask you if you guys ever played Among Us, and if you didn't get the reference or why I said that, it probably means that no, you didn't play the game. Don't kid yourself, you're an imposter. But nevertheless, Discord has seen a massive uptick in users since the launch of the game. Now, this is also probably has happened because the game requires you to be really smart and sniff out who the imposter is from those friends, and what other place to do it than on Discord. And I guess this is now time to plug our CRROWD Discord yet again, because you know what? Some people have been asking me to host a Among Us tournament, and I guess this is time to say hi, you guys. And if you want to join us, then I guess you could follow the link in the video description where you can join the CRROWD Discord server yourself. See you there. And I guess we'll also be seeing new Apple features, new Roku features, sorry, or actually, no, we're actually going to see new features added to the Roku hardware, because it's being confirmed that now Roku will actually be bringing AirPlay and HomeKit features to its platform later this year, with Roku also confirming that its channels are also going to be available on Android and iOS devices, which means that, hey, if you want to stream something, then I guess you can stream content. And if you want to stream something for whatever reason, I guess you could also be streaming video games. But speaking of that, have you ever thought about the carbon footprint of streaming video games? Well, if not, I'm gonna bring you some news with regards to that, because Sony has worked with a team of scientists to uncover that streaming games online uses 147 grams of CO2, which is 100 grams more than actually playing or downloading PS4 games. But there's a silver lining out there for Sony, because according to the team of scientists with whom they've worked with, this can vary depending on how much you are actually streaming the game for. So if you're streaming the video games for less than 8 hours, you're not producing that much more than actually playing the game yourself. Now, this sounds like a move to get Sony fanboys excited about something new, because with regards to that, I've got a bit of a sad news if you were expecting to play the new YAKUZA game on launch on the PS5, because the developers have confirmed that the new YAKUZA game called Like a Dragon, which I talk about in this video that I'm presumably going to be linking somewhere around here, is not going to be available at launch, or at least not at the same time that it will be available on PC and Xbox. Yeah, that kind of blows, because the game will actually be available on March 20 in March next year for PlayStation players, as opposed to November 13th, like I said, when it is going to be available for Xbox and PC users. But don't worry about that, PlayStation fanboys, because Final Fantasy is coming to the platform before it's actually coming to PC and Xbox. So you're also getting your exclusives, which, yeah, with regards to that, I just wanted to say that the new Final Fantasy 16 game has been rated as mature, so that's PEGI 18, meaning that this game ain't for kids, y'all. So, yeah, but if you're an Xbox player, then sorry, you're gonna have to wait another year, because that really sucks. But hopefully you won't have to be waiting another year to get the Warcraft 2 remake delivered to you, because the modders are already working on it. This will presumably be better than the disastrous Warcraft 3 Reforged, and I really hope that Blizzard is taking notes here. Now, a trailer has already been posted on YouTube, so if you're excited to check that out, I am going to be linking it in the video description, and I guess you could go and watch it, but don't go and watch it just now. Please stay for the video. I've got some more news to present to you. And if you're a developer, I'd say that now it's time to check out Sidequest and their developer program, which is now going to be funded by the initial investment that they've got from Palmer Luckey, which is super cool because now this means that Oculus Quest users like myself are going to get even more games to play. And speaking of new games to play, EA's upcoming game called Star Wars Squadrons is going to come out really soon because pre-orders have already been announced. But despite the company not confirming that they're going to be offering official support for the Oculus Quest, I think you guys really know how you can make this work, which means using a virtual link cable or the virtual desktop app. That is super really cool, and I think you guys should really check that out. And I also think that you should also be checking out the WALTZ of Wizard and its new expansion coming out early next year called Natural Magic. Now, this is a really cool game, and I think that if you are a Quest owner, you probably heard about it because it's the game where you can also play with your hands and you don't necessarily have to use your controllers, which is really cool. But I'd suggest to get the game sooner rather than later because apparently the game is going to become a bit more expensive once it drops on Steam. I don't know, but that could be a possibility. But speaking of dropping things, this is not a Linus segue, but rather Netflix is planning to drop even more Resident Evil content to its streaming platform with regards to a CG animated anime, you could say, yeah, called Infinite Darkness. We are also expected to get that sometime in 2021, but if you can't wait, I guess you could watch it right now because I'm showing it and you can no longer see my face. See, I'm already offering you some snippets so that you don't exit this video and go and watch it yourself. And yeah, speaking of snippets, let's talk about TikTok because TikToks are really short. Now, nevertheless, TikTok creators should be thanking the judges who blocked Trump's ban that was going to stop people from downloading TikTok within the United States. Now, the whole charade is obviously still going on, and we're still unaware on whether TikTok will still be available within the United States, but since I'm no expert on this, I'm going to be linking two videos right over here, hopefully. One from Martin from Tech Altar, and his video probably from the Friday Checkout channel that he also runs on YouTube, and the second video from Polymatter, who also discussed about the sale of TikTok within the United States, and man, does that ever look so great, because Polymatter is awesome, and you should check him out. And I guess it's also time to check out the nibbles of the day because according to Pew Research, 26% of US adults happen to get their news from YouTube. Some 23% of them get their news from actual news channels that also happen to upload to YouTube, and another 23% get their news from independent YouTube creators, just like mine. But I guess nobody in the US really watches my content, so that blows. But I guess personally, if I were from the United States, I could be part of this statistic, which is somehow making me happy. Now, nevertheless, I think it's time to go to London, where Uber has actually won its legal battle to get its license back to operate legally within the capital. Now, the license runs for another 18 months, which should give the company plenty of time to make its money back that they've presumably lost during this whole legal battle. But if for whatever reason you hate Uber and you want to use Google Maps to drive yourself around town, then you should know that Google has made an update to Google Maps, bringing some really nice new features, but it kind of made it look a lot, or not a lot, but a tiny wee bit more like Android Auto. Now, this gives you more time to be distracted by your phone, obviously, since you can now change the music, make calls, and send messages, which are all things that you should technically not be doing in front of the wheel if you don't want to cause some problems, just to put it mildly. Unless, I guess, you're an alien from Mars and you have a new set of limbs and eyes? Ooh, I guess that's really weird, isn't it? But what better way to segue into our next topic, which is about alien life on Mars. Believe it or not, guys, we found some teeny tiny creatures living on Mars. Now, this comes from the same scientists who found a lake beneath the surface of Mars in 2018, which in fact now they found out that there are actually multiple lakes beneath the surface of Mars, which is something to be really excited about. And I'm going to be linking the official paper in the video description if you want to read more about this. And also in the video description, I'm also going to be linking a lot more information about algorithms and AI, because now it's time to talk about Amsterdam and Helsinki, who are now the first cities to bring more transparency with regards to how AI and algorithms within their cities work. The list is still constantly being updated, and citizens will be able to give their feedback with regards to this new thing that they're doing, especially if they want to improve these technologies. And if for whatever reason you don't want to give your real identity to governments or do anything online that might reveal your real identity, which is understandable, then I guess you could be using a VPN. And no, I am not going to make an ad spot for any VPN company right now. But for the love of Mudahar from some ordinary gamers, I'm going to tell you to not teleport yourself to HACKERVILLE whenever you install the latest VPN that's free and it promises that you will be getting full protection with it, because more and more reports show that more malicious VPNs are popping out and including backdoors and malware, which is really never a great time. Especially not if you're a boomer or a kid who happens to install everything every time when you see an ad showing that you're going to be getting 100% protection online and 100% anonymity. Man, that sounded really weird, didn't it? But seriously, it's never a good time to be a boomer or a kid, because guess what? FARMVILLE is no longer going to be available on Facebook. Yes, my friends, that really annoying game that was sending notifications to pretty much everyone every time you played it is going to be soon dead, just as Adobe Flash, on which it is based on, is also going to be dead at the end of 2020. So at least 2020 is nice in some cases, so we don't have to worry that much about it. Wait, are you sad? Why are you sad? There's no reason to be sad. We got awesome games in 2020, including games that take up to 200 gigabytes on our storages, goddammit, and also 60 gigabytes patches. And yes, of course, I am indeed talking about Call of Duty Warzone and their recent Season 6 patch. And if you want to play it, then I guess you're gonna have to install the patch. There's that. And also, speaking of Call of Duty, this week they're going to be showcasing their upcoming Black Ops Zombie game mode. So if you want to check that out, then sure, be my guest. Go and subscribe to their channel, because that's most probably where they're going to be showcasing this gameplay. And speaking of that, not about Call of Duty, but showcasing, Google is actually going to be launching its Google Pixel 5 device tomorrow. That's September 30th, mind you, and they're going to be showcasing the Pixel 5 and presumably some other Pixel related devices or made by Google devices. And with regards to that, I wanted you guys to know that Martin from Tech Altar and we're going to be hosting a live sort of commentary event on our Discord channel. So yeah, if you guys really want to hear our opinion on the Google Pixel 5 and whatever else they're going to be announcing at the event, then feel free to join us. Links to that are going to be somewhere around here or in the video description. And with that being said, in the video description, you're also going to find all the articles that I've covered today and their original authors. And you know what? Go check them out, because they're great. You're great too, and I guess this is sort of becoming my outro right now. Either way, I need to go. I shot this video way too many times, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and also the new lighting, because it was a mess before. Either way, I need to go. Bye!